at the foot of the cross, while the most pivotal execution in human history was taking place, for elite Roman soldiers engaged in a highly bizarre game of chance over a single piece of clothing. They didn't tear it apart, they didn't divide it among themselves, because this garment possessed a structural impossibility that defied the textile manufacturing capabilities of the ancient world. This is the Seamless Robe of Jesus, historically known as the Holy Tunic, an artifact so structurally anomalous it has driven centuries of secret investigations and clandestine tracking operations. Today, we dissect the unreleased textile reports, the bloodstained forensics, and the terrifying geometric codes locked inside a piece of cloth that should have rotted away 2,000 years ago. The timeline begins in the Gospel of John, which records that the tunic worn by Jesus during his crucifixion was seamless, woven in one single, continuous piece, from the top to the bottom. In 1st century Judea, clothing was traditionally manufactured by stitching together multiple square panels of fabric, a standard production method used to accommodate primitive loom limitations. A completely seamless garment meant that the robe was woven on a specialized, hyper-complex, three-dimensional loom, a technology reserved strictly for the high priests of the temple or elite royalty. Roman legionnaires were notoriously brutal, routinely tearing the clothes of executed criminals into 4 equal shares to claim them as legal spoils of war or secondary currency. Yet, when they touched this specific tunic, they realized that cutting it would instantly unravel the entire complex matrix of the weave, completely destroying its structural integrity and value. Instead of destroying the artifact, they cast lots, gambling for ownership of a relic that carried an invisible frequency that modern science is finally beginning to decode today. Historical records indicate that the winning soldier immediately smuggled the robe out of Jerusalem, recognizing that holding a direct personal item of Christ was an immediate death sentence. The tunic vanished into the underground networks of the early Christian church, surviving centuries of violent Roman persecutions hidden inside dark, hermetically sealed clay jars. In the early 4th century, Saint Helena, the mother of Emperor Constantine, launched a massive, high-budget archaeological expedition to recover the lost relics of the Passion in Jerusalem. Helena successfully secured the Holy Tunic, transporting it across the empire to the city of Trier in modern-day Germany, where it was sealed inside a massive stone altar for absolute security. For centuries, the robe remained hidden from public view, protected by high-ranking religious elites who feared that exposing the fabric to the atmosphere would trigger rapid physical decay. However, during modern scientific examinations in the 20th century, forensic textile engineers discovered a shocking anomaly regarding the material composition of D. fabri. The tunic is composed of a unique, ultrafine wool blend, dyed with a highly specialized vegetable extract that exhibits zero trace elements of standard 1st century agricultural contamination. Furthermore, the thread orientation displays a highly sophisticated mathematical algorithm, a weaving density that creates an elastic tension pattern that resists physical tearing from standard iron blades. Forensic microscopic scanning over the fabric surface has revealed a heavy accumulation of biological material, concentrated heavily around the areas that covered the back and shoulders. These dark stains are confirmed to be human blood, matching the rare type AB positive profile, the exact same biological signature discovered on the famous Shroud of Turin. The traumatic pattern of the bloodstains aligns perfectly with the devastating physical markers left behind by a Roman flagrum, a multi-tailed whip embedded with jagged iron spheres. This means the fabric did not just sit in a wardrobe, it acted as a primary forensic recorder, trapping the precise cellular data and genetic markers of Christ during his final hours. The mystery darkens significantly, because Trier is not the only city that claims to possess the authentic, undivided, seamless robe of Jesus Christ. The city of Argenteuil, in France, houses another legendary tunic, possessing an equally compelling historical trail that dates back to the reign of Emperor Charlemagne in the 9th century. 4 generations, mainstream historians labeled the Argenteuil tunic as a clever medieval forgery designed to drive religious tourism and financial revenue to the local church. But in 1985, carbon-14 dating and advanced pollen analysis delivered a devastating blow to the skeptics, proving the French relic was also constructed during antiquity. How can two distinct, geographically separated locations both hold an authentic, completely seamless robe if the Roman soldiers explicitly chose not to divide the fabric? Forensic cross-referencing between the German and French artifacts has uncovered a stunning geographical and structural correlation that independent researchers find completely mind-bending. The tunic at Trier is a large outer garment designed to be worn over secondary clothing, while the tunic at Argenteuil is a lighter, tighter inner garment worn directly against the skin. When digital scans overlaid the traumatic blood patterns from both relics, the wounds matched with absolute sub-millimeter geometric precision, proving they were worn by the exact same individual. This means the Roman soldiers actually gambled for multiple layers of seamless clothing, a complete set of high-technology apparel, engineered to wrap the human anatomy in an energetic shield. Quantum physics analysis of the iron-stained fibers suggests that the seamless construction was not a stylistic choice, but an electrical necessity designed to prevent frequency dispersion. A seamless cylinder of organic material acts as a natural waveguide, a biological resonance chamber capable of isolating and preserving the high-frequency cellular data of the occupant. This explains the numerous historical accounts of instantaneous medical miracles achieved by sick individuals who simply brushed their fingers against the hem of Christ's trailing garments. During the chaotic events of the French Revolution, the Argenteuil tunic was cut into multiple separate pieces and buried in separate forest locations to prevent immediate military confiscation. While the majority of the fragments were eventually recovered and stitched back together, the central chest section, containing the densest concentration of blood, went completely missing. Black budget intelligence files hint that this specific missing piece was intercepted by a specialized unit working under the direct command of Napoleon Bonaparte's personal security detail. Napoleon was deeply obsessed with ancient esoteric relics, utilizing state resources to track down physical objects that he believed possessed absolute geopolitical power variables. Why would a modern military empire care about an ancient fragment of blood-stained wool unless they were executing a long-term genetic tracking operation hidden from the public eye? Rumors inside the advanced biotechnology underground suggest that the biological material harvested from the seamless robe has been undergoing continuous, classified cloning simulations. Because the blood type matches the Shroud of Turin, geneticists possess a clean, dual-source blueprint of the exact DNA sequence that triggered the resurrection event 2,000 years ago. This specific DNA code contains genetic anomalies, including a highly unique chromosome count that modern evolutionary biology cannot replicate inside a laboratory today. In 2024, an encrypted data leak from a European research facility revealed that placing the seamless fibers inside a high-intensity magnetic field triggers a localized gravity anomaly. The fabric behaves like a superconductor, aligning itself perfectly with the Earth's geometric grid lines, as if it was engineered to interact directly with the planet's magnetic field. We are looking at an item that transcends religion, a physical piece of ancient interstellar engineering left behind to act as a permanent biological anchor on our world. The global elites continue to guard these tunics under extreme military-grade security protocols, heavily restricting any independent scientific testing or fiber sampling operations. They know the true material attributes of the cloth, and they know that the physical matrix of the robe holds the key to a technology that can rewrite human biology forever. The seamless robe remains a silent, terrifying testament to a historical event that modern science desperately tries to ignore, but can never truly disprove. Was the holy tunic just a rare piece of ancient clothing worn by a historical prophet? Or is it a complex biological computer code waiting to activate the next stage of human evolution? Comment your theory below. If you want to uncover more hidden files like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel to keep tracking the Matrix.